I leap into the air, I use my second ability to launch myself even higher, I gain speed, and now I can just soar. If I stay relatively horizontal like this, as you can see, I can soar like this for a while. I just occasionally need to nosedive when I start losing speed. Dracthyr's Soar ability is the single best ability that's been added to World of Warcraft in a very long time, or at the very least I'm very convinced in this statement, and today I just wanted to share a little bit of joy and kind of give you a showcase of ability for those of you who are not in beta yet, for those of you who are still looking forward to Dragonflight and Dracthyr specifically. I've given it a second shot on beta. Thank you very much for all my viewers who have actually pinged me and said, mate, you are rolling on a wrong server, the level 70s are not as fun, you're stuck in Orgrimmar, all that kind of stuff. So I rolled on a different server, I tried Dracthyr, I tried Soar ability specifically, and I'm very impressed. This is what this video is about, my friends. I'm Gyro, welcome back to the channel. Hit the like button if you would like more casual gaming content from me, especially in World of Warcraft now in anticipation of Dragonflight, and subscribe for more. So, my friends, Soar ability. So, as you can see, Dracthyr are these winged men and women, or male and female entities, let's call them that. At first, when I kind of had a quick look at them, I was not particularly impressed because I was overwhelmed, and I still am, spoiler alert, a bit overwhelmed by just the sheer number of cooldowns and different abilities that they have, but that's for another video. But they are really fun still in their own right. They're very unique, Dracthyr, and one of the uniquenesses is that they didn't shy away from the fact that, hey, they're winged creatures, so they must make use of those wings. And it was not clear kind of in all those online previews before I jumped into beta, in all honesty. It was not clear to me if they made any form of kind of justifiable use of those gorgeous wings. Yeah, well, gorgeous is a speculative and very relative term as well. So they did. It's good to know that they did. And here the only reference that comes to mind are Demon Hunters, one of my favorite classes. Demon Hunters, they have wings that are not always there, but they come out at the right time. But Demon Hunters arguably didn't make much of a use of them. I would have thought that Demon Hunters should be able to fly or soar, coming kind of straighter and closer to the point of this video. But they didn't. All they do is glide and dash forward, which is better than nothing. It is. But now we have the next evolution, kind of next incarnation of that usefulness of having wings. As I said before in some other videos long time ago, in a no-flying world, a winged man is king, you know, kind of as awkward as it sounds. I hope you understand my meaning in this particular case. Well, this is a flying world, so perhaps it's not very applicable here. But let's take a look at Soar. Soar is an ability that you get very early on during the first initial experience of rolling a Dracthyr, and it is an ability on a 4-minute cooldown that allows you to leap into the air, basically master your strength and launch yourself into the air, and that's when you start soaring. Kinda like gliding, except with limited number of acceleration abilities, acceleration thrusts kind of available to you, and one acceleration upward. Couple of accelerations forward, limited, and one acceleration upward, limited again. They limited it very clearly just so that you don't simply replace flying with it. Because if it was unlimited, honestly, I'd say I stay in the air for hours. And Soar is allowing you to stay in the air for quite a long time and traverse massive distances forward. Yeah, you will see in a second. I will just leap into the air. I was showing in the background the training, kind of when they introduce training to you, going through all those rings and stuff, which is fun in itself. But when you see it in the real world, kind of in this undiscovered map right now, in the Waking Shores, the first area of the Dragon Isles where you land, kind of I started doing a few introductory quests. I'm pacing myself massively. I don't want to see and spoil everything because the release of Dragonflight is very close, so there's kind of no point. But soaring around is just way too fun to ignore. And take a look. This is where, as they say in the legal business, prosecution rests. This is where the case is proven. You know, it's just freaking amazing. I leap into the air, I use my second ability to launch myself even higher, I gain speed, and now I can just soar. If I stay relatively horizontal like this, as you can see, I can soar like this for a while. I just occasionally need to nosedive when I start losing speed, and when these blue kind of lines on the side start going away. I need to gain a bit of speed, and that allows me to soar a little bit further. But just on the map right now, you saw that I started where those markers for the quests were. And you can see just how far I've already flown. With no flying mount available just yet, at least at this level. Still with one acceleration available, which I'm going to use right now. It's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. It feels amazing. It is kind of showcasing to us that Blizzard keeps adding to this relatively old engine of the game, and they keep adding to this engine this time around by giving us a bit of extra physics. And this physics is that you have weight in this world. You have weight as an object, and you're not just falling from the rocks and cliffs and killing yourself as we have done for years and years in World of Warcraft, but you actually have this appreciation of wind. You kind of have a very different feeling when you steer yourself like this. You have a very, very different feeling to what gravity felt in the game before. I'll be honest with you. Well, the soar ability has only a couple of limitations and a couple of problems. Well, they're not problems, it's by design. I can see that it's not kind of lack of design or whatever. Soar is on a cooldown that begins when you land. It doesn't begin when you start flying, because you can fly for 2-3 minutes, and then the cooldown would have been only 1 minute remaining, which would have been kinda OP and kinda a little bit unfair, would make every other class eye roll, kind of. The ones that don't have ability, don't have access to something like Soar, and that would be justifiable as well. But yeah, and another thing that I'm not a massive fan of, and I think that this actually could have been implemented into the mechanic of Soar, but they haven't for some reason, again probably out of the fear of not making it too OP, is that they have glide, the Dracthyr. They have glide just like Demon Hunters do, right? They can glide like this, the same old glide, except no dashing forward, which is unfortunate. They do have a little bit of lift me up kind of ability as well, hover, it's called hover, which launches yourself also upward, is on a short cooldown, and allows you to gain movement speed a little bit. Yeah, can be done in just as you're walking around. It's just a little forward dash kind of thing, which is okay, which is cool. Unfortunately, it's not accessible to you when you are soaring, because soaring has its own mechanic, but hovering is okay. Hovering can be used while I'm just running around like this and just want to dash forward, or I can use it when I'm gliding down. Yeah, but at the same time, what I was thinking about is that, let's say you are on a cliff like this, right? And gliding is already available to us. That's cool. That's same old gravity, same old Demon Hunters, right? But in the world of increased physics, in the world where Soar is introduced, in the world where we can have a little bit more fun and make a bit more of a use of this gorgeous landscape and new physics and new abilities, why not allow us to enter soaring mode by launching ourselves from high ground, from the cliffs? What I mean by that is that when you soar, you can gain speed and you can extend your soaring, if you like, by nosediving, by gaining speed by going down. Yeah. So why not allow us to also launch ourselves into soaring from this ground? So why not reserve Soar just for like launching from flat surface where there is no elevation available? That's fair enough, that I understand, but why not give me an ability to enter soaring state? Do you know what I'm saying? By just doing this now. Down I go, glide, and I'm kind of trying to dip the nose down right now, but instead I'm just gliding. And I could, I guess, do a hover, and still I'm the same. Same, glide down. But not soaring. Not soaring. So, these are my thoughts, my friends. I do think that it is an amazing ability, which I hopefully ranted long enough to use it again and demonstrate to you again, and maybe fly to another area here of Dragon Isles that I haven't explored yet. You know what's important to us? It's important to us to remember that World of Warcraft is a game. For many of us it's an addiction, for many of us it's a habit, for many of us it's a social circle. It is such a massive world, and it has been around for such a long time that it's many things to many of us, right? But at the same time, what I think is very, very often disappearing from the focus of this topic is the fact that a game should be fun. It should be fun. It should not just be acquisition of items. It should not be just sense of progression, even though there is a sense of fun in that too, of course. But it should be just fun. Yay! Like that kind of fun, right? And SOAR is the single best ability introduced to World of Warcraft in a long time, like I started this video with this statement, and I still stand by it, because it is incredibly useful to traverse large spaces without a flying mount unlocked. Incredibly useful. And at the same time, it is incredibly fun to use. And I think to strike this balance between usefulness and fun is a hard target for for designers, for game designers. But at the same time, as they say, they get paid big bucks. I know they don't get paid big bucks, but it's just a saying. They get paid big bucks to do that. And this is what we haven't seen in a game for such a long time. We have seen all sorts of different things, good things, bad things, but we haven't seen many fun things. And if you think that I'm being a bit over the top here, whatever, or if you agree with me, which is always nice, of course, but is not required to have a nice conversation, please talk to me in the comments down below and tell me what do you think about soaring, if you have tried it, or if you haven't, just based on what I've just shown you. Do you think that this is the single best ability introduced to World of Warcraft after many years in a very long time? And do you share my excitement as I show it to you here? Are you looking forward to rolling a Dracthyr and soaring around? Are you going to play another class and just wait for Dragonriding? Because Dragonriding, I am right now level 62. I have done all the intro thing and I've been soaring for ages, and we can see that dude or a girl right now not soaring but Dragonriding around, and looks like insane amount of fun as well. I haven't unlocked it yet, so we will be probably revisiting this now that I kind of reignited my interest in beta. I'm going to absolutely be soaring around, talking to you more about Dracthyr, because Dracthyr are a bit of a yes and no from me. That is a little preview for you. It's a bit of a yes and no from me. I think there is a lot of cool and interesting stuff about Dracthyr, which makes it a fun class to play. SOAR is one of the things. But the class is insanely overburdened by insane number of cooldowns of the base abilities and acquired through talents. And I think it's too much, way too much. But that's just a short preview. I have a lot more to say about this, so stay tuned. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, enjoy soaring when you are able to. It is freaking amazing. Thanks again, talk to you soon, Gyro out.